Hi, and welcome to the Thinking Out Loud podcast, a show with meaningful conversations in English and not about English. My name is Jendrek,
My name is Masha,
and we are two English teachers.
who, after recording 4 seasons, finally decided to go serious, to be serious about it. And now in season 5, you're gonna see lots of changes.
Wow,
Lots.
cool. There's no logic to our seasons, right? Because I think
I'm
the
afraid
the
there is
first
no
one
logic.
the first one was like 13 episode long. The second one was like just 2 episodes. Remember, there was the
3,
war. That two
2 or
or
3.
three, yeah. Yeah, and then the war broke out, and we sort of suspended our activity. There was no will to continue, but then we came back on September,
Yeah,
as far as I can tell,
stronger.
and we had a nice stretch of 15 episodes in season 3. This January, I guess, we started season 4 with our guests. So it was a novelty. We
The
started
longest
inviting
season.
guests. The longest season with 20 episodes. So, I mean, wait a second. It's like 13 to 15, 20. How long is going to be season 5?
So when did you start calling yourself a podcaster?
That's a good question. I think since day one.
Oh, come on.
No,
No.
I'm kidding. I'm not calling myself like that even today. I mean, no, I I am together with you running this podcast, and we have been doing this for over a year now, a year and a half. But come on, I think I wouldn't. I don't know. I wouldn't put like a podcast on my business card. It's like I
Never.
don't know why. No, that's not never. But
In
we are
20
getting there.
years?
Yeah, I will, well, of course. In 20 years exactly. But we are getting there. With the changes that we have on our minds, right?
Is it a
Because we should
number
tell
of
people.
followers or what is it?
I don't know when. I think no. I think once it becomes an activity that takes up most of my day, I think I'm going to call myself a podcaster.
I'm sure your wife can say that now. It's
All
already
right.
time to be
Yeah,
called
I'm
a
already.
podcast.
Yeah. Guys, Masha is right because I'm spending some time right now on our new website
And some
that
is an understatement.
yeah, and I think since I'm doing this myself, I'm coding HTML and CSS and everything. So since that is quite time consuming, I mean, I got in hot water yesterday. It was, working on Sunday, but it's a job that needs to be done. Our new website, Masha, by the way, is going to have a beautiful address, tolpodcast.com. So finally, we liberate ourselves from that Spotify for podcasters / 1237887D whatever / mentals. So I'm really glad that we are going to have a new website, and there are other changes also with season 5. We are getting more professional with this podcast.
We
Come on,
are trying to.
list one more change that is going to take place together with this season.
Well, people who are watching this, they already kind of understand that now
Oh
you
yeah,
can look at us.
exactly. You
Because
can see
yeah,
our faces.
because
Right.
I myself, found it interesting to finally get to see people who I listen to, podcasts I listen to, and it was like, wow,
Yeah.
this is how the person looks like. So we hope for the same wow effect. No.
Yeah, exactly. So now you can see our faces. I don't think there's much to show apart from our faces. I mean,
Yeah.
the
And even
video is
that is a
pretty
pretty
static. Even this, yeah, exactly. But
pretty
at the
mundane.
same time, yeah. But at the same time, maybe it adds some personality, to this show.
So this is what
So
we look like.
you'll be able to watch us on our new YouTube channel, and this podcast starting from this episode is going to be published on our new channel. It's Thinking Out Loud in English on YouTube. Of course, the links are everywhere in descriptions and so on. But also you'll be able to watch us on Spotify, because Spotify allows video streaming. So, you don't have to watch all of the time because we are sitting in the same place all of the time. But from time to time, you can, take a sneak peek, what's happening. Fine. So
Especially first
that is,
episodes, because we're still not used to being, recorded on camera. So we might do something funny, something like, it's the time, stop talking,
exactly. Or picking our nose, which was, which was the standard during
procedure.
previous. Yeah. I hope Masha deleted all the videos from Zoom. Yeah. All right. I'm going to drink my tea for sure. From time to time, you have to excuse me, but I need it. All right, great. So a new website, a new YouTube channel, and we get more friendly with other social media as well. I am a Twitter personality, so you have to excuse me. Who's using Twitter anymore? Nobody. But Thinking Out Loud has its new Twitter account. Once again, links in the description. But I'm going to use the Twitter account not only to publish just the announcements of the ongoing and upcoming episodes or some kind of sound bites from them, but I'm also I think I'll try to publish also some let's say original content if I ever come up with some reflections. I think I'm going to share some of my reflections from Barcelona on the Twitter account, which is also related to our last episode where, Masha, you ran this beautiful interview with me. Nobody could understand. What is this guy talking about? Is this genuine education? What is it? Yeah,
I hope that you will guys appreciate our new, going serious stuff and support us by
exactly, buying us a virtual coffee. This is something that we started, Masha, good couple of weeks ago or months. Goes into months. It goes into months. Yeah.
So far we have how many coffees?
Oh, we've got something like I know, definitely less than 10 coffees, So like, given that you drink a coffee a day, so it's not much, but
it will only last us 5 days. Oh, you don't drink coffee, so 10 days for me.
All right, great. But we really appreciate all of your support. Once again, it's a way to express your gratitude, your appreciation. But for us, it's also a sign that we are doing a good job and that we should continue, basically.
And another way how you can show your appreciation is leave us a voicemail.
Perfect. Of course. I mean, I won't, Masha, you were at a point where you wanted, okay, let's quit it because people are not recording these voicemails. But I'm going to preach this till I die, leave a voicemail, on my deathbed. Yeah, but please.
What would you choose, a voicemail or a coffee?
Oh, come on, it's not fair. I mean, both. I would go for both, but guys, leaving us a voicemail, and I'm fully aware of the complications that are right now involved in leaving a voicemail on Spotify for podcasters. This is our service, because as far as I can tell, you have to log into it, but I'm in touch with the developers on Spotify. And I'm going perhaps to have some kind of feedback from them very soon, because it's not okay if people need to download an app or basically log into somewhere to leave a voicemail. Because if the voicemail is whatever, some spam or unwanted content, well, I can just delete it. I'm not going to include it in the show. But again, your voice as our listeners is very important. Because why is it important?
This is what the show is about.
Feels great. It feels great.
We are here to give you a voice, your students.
Exactly. Exactly. It's not common in I know, are we in the linguistic category of podcasts? I guess we are. This show is about English. Except it's not no, sorry, did I say it's about English? No, it's not about. This show is in English. It is kind of about
A
English in
little
the
bit of
sense
it
that
is about learning English.
we are English teachers, and of course very often our guests are our students. But at the same time, we don't want to talk about the language like, okay, this is how you should build your sentence. We basically use the language, and we invite you to use your language to challenge your fear of speaking in public. And that's why we are here for you. That's why this show is so special, having students. Don't worry about your language. Don't worry about the fact that what you create in English may not be 100% correct. I guess everybody's fine with that. Masha, are you?
Everybody, yeah. I'm not
Everybody's fine with
100%
that.
correct.
Yes,
90%.
we've had amazing people here on the show who were not always 100% correct, but all the feedback I had from the episodes was simply fantastic. That people who struggle with remembering words or building sentences, they are inspiration for others. That they were brave enough to join us here, and you by joining us and constructing the meaning here on the show, you're inspiring others basically. So get in touch with
us. We want you as a
us.
whole person, not this part of your brain that constructs perfect English sentences.
Well said, Masha. It's perfect. Yeah, we want you as whole people. And I think it's a great misfortune, honestly, in our domain, that people are perceived through their skill, very narrow skill of building a sentence in a foreign language. Because there's so much more to a person than just, this ability to put together the syntax correctly, So this is what this show is about, and I hope that with time, if we grow, we'll be able to change the perception of using a foreign language, around the world. Come on.
Yeah.
Let's aim
Mission.
high. Great.
So with all these changes, we're not going to change the format?
We're not. We're staying ourselves.
So we still have guests?
We still have guests, of course.
Do we have a guest today?
Oh, we do. Of course we do. And it's a person who I met in Barcelona, people, at the last Innovate ELT conference. She's a teacher from Italy. And we had the pleasure to, as I say, run Sunday, because we, both me and our special guest, Ambra, we had 2 plenary speeches in Barcelona at the Innovate ELT conference. So, all right. Hi, Ambra.
Hi, hello.
I was waiting impatiently to have you on the show, and I'm really glad that you finally made it here. Tell us a little bit about yourself at the beginning. That is, where are you from and what are you doing? How are you working?
Okay,
all interesting.
Yeah, first of all, I'm so excited to be here, and thank you so much for inviting me. I was so happy when you texted me. And well, yes, my name is Ambra Pacchioni, and I like to define myself as a teacherpreneur because it's a mix of teaching and being an entrepreneur in this new digital world. So I run an online language school, which is called Busybee Language Academy. And
I love the name. I love the name.
You like it? Yeah, I like the ideas of those busy bees working. And yeah, we mainly offer courses online. We have all sort of students like teenagers, professionals, big corporations, but also private students. And we have a lot of fun online.
All right, great. I know that you also identify yourself as a digital nomad. Is that right?
Yeah, exactly.
What is it? I mean, if you could explain it a bit to our listeners and our
Sure.
viewers.
Sure. Well, being a digital nomad simply means that you can work remotely. So you can have a full-time job, a regular full-time job, but you can be anywhere in the world. And this means that whether it's, I don't know, I run an online business, but you can be in the customer care field or translating documents. So you have a fixed job, but you travel all around. And this is what I've been doing for the past year. I've been spending like a couple of months in a different European country, and it has been exhausting, but also stimulating, incredibly stimulating, and yeah, beautiful.
All right, great. I know you also have some plans for the summer, right? To travel and to work remote. But tell me, you're an Italian, right?
Yeah,
And
exactly.
at the same time, having the mm, opportunity to travel around the world and to work from
Mhm.
anywhere, how do you choose the place where to stay? Like, I know that at the end of the day, I guess you prefer Italy, or am I wrong?
Everybody prefers
Uh,
Italy at the end of the
Oh,
day. Yeah.
well, Italy is my home. So Italy is like my mom, and is where everything is, familiar and comfortable. Uh, but so how do I choose the destination? It has been a little bit randomly, let's say. So I started with the first destination, and it was Paris, just because there was a fast train from Milan to Paris, and I'm gonna start here. And then I was just feeling and say, what do I want to learn? What am I curious about? What do I want to see? And it was a process of putting myself in new, unknown, uncomfortable situations where I knew that I could learn something and grow and see something different, let's say, that would challenge um, uh, my mind. I wanted to be more
Right.
open-minded and just, yeah, to meet somebody.
Yeah, I can totally subscribe to what you say because, I've got this feeling, well, once or twice a year after coming back from a conference,
Yeah.
but you could actually make it your like daily routine, right? That you're all of the time challenged by traveling and being in new places. And I think it's incredibly stimulating, right?
Yeah, I think it's a combination because when you travel all the time, it can be unsettling because you change environment and people all the time, the weather, the language, everything is new. So for me, it was important to have like a fixed daily routine. So I wake up at the same hour, I do yoga, I have breakfast, walk my dog. So a fixed routine every day. So that was the
All right.
same no matter where I was. So I could balance the new and the familiar as well.
Great. I think we talked a little bit during Innovate ELT, but um, tell us, how did you find the place to work from while traveling? Did you use coffee shops or co-working offices? Did you rent some space?
Yeah, of course, the place where I work depends on the type of job that I have to do. So if it's an online live lesson or workshop, of course, I need a quiet office, a room just by myself for myself. But if I have to create teaching material or um, I don't know, any type of job where I don't have to interact with somebody. I like to be in more stimulating places like coffee shops or co-working spaces where I can get inspirations and ideas also from other professionals. And yeah, mainly it was about either renting a room or an apartment with a home office, even just a corner in the room or in the house, and then dedicating the rest of the time in more social places, not to be too isolated, let's say.
I'd like to ask you also a practical maybe question, because from the financial point of view, what's the comparison if you think about the costs of living between living at home,
Mm-hmm.
working, and
Mm-hmm.
then traveling? Because I know that some people say that it's not like you're on holidays, because you, after all, you work, you pay
Yeah.
the rent, but you have to pay it
Mm-hmm.
anyway.
Yeah.
So how do you see that? Is it expensive to be a digital nomad?
Yeah. So I, I would like to tell you that it is not, but it is.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna lie. Well, my situation is a little bit different because when I decided to leave Italy, I actually sold everything. So I was not in a situation where I was paying my rent in Italy and also
Yeah.
Mhm.
finding a way of affording accommodation and travel. So I only had this part. But you always have to consider possible events that may occur they're unexpected. Let's say
Mhm.
maybe you rent an apartment and you get there and something is wrong, and so you need to change. Maybe you don't get a refund, or maybe
Mhm.
you're just in a busy train station and somebody steals your laptop. So you have to consider
Yeah,
that.
yeah, healthcare, maybe, maybe some issues.
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
Let's say that being Italian in Europe, everything which is in, medical emergency is covered. So, in case of accident, let's say, I think you don't need to have insurance. Um, but yes, there are many things that you need to consider,
All right.
just in case, let's say.
So it's not like, because I believe that, also being abroad, you're tempted to do some sightseeing, to visit some
Yeah,
museums, to
that's the point.
basically, yeah. It's not
That's
like
the
you just, you
point.
go to Paris and you live like a Parisian, because everything's new. You want to take a look around.
Exactly. And also because you have just few weeks in a place, and of course during the weekdays, I work like crazy. Sometimes I start at 9 a.m. and I finish at 9 p.m. with no breaks.
Mhm.
So then you have like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and you really want to go and explore and experience something new. And so you also have to consider that. So you're not going to spend the weekend at home watching a
Yeah.
movie. So at the end, you're
Yeah.
going to spend money because you want to visit a museum or, I don't know, surf, go surfing or experience something new.
All right, great. Well, thanks for that. It's really interesting, especially for someone like me who didn't really have a chance, to
That's
travel like that, in the
You
sense that,
don't.
no, I mean, I'm more like rooted. I guess I'm the kind of person, that once I stay somewhere, I'm there,
Sure. That's the
All right.
beauty of having roots somewhere.
Yeah, even though
Um,
I do work online mostly,
yes,
which means that theoretically I could be anywhere,
you could.
Yeah. All right. It's funny, it reminds me a little bit the conversation we had in the bar late at night in Barcelona, because somehow we touched upon relationships and Tinder,
Hmm.
and it's kind of, uh, if you have access to such a huge pool of potential partners, then you can't stay with any for a longer time, because if someone makes a mistake, they say, sorry, no, I've got another one queued up in my app. It's pretty much maybe the same with places to live. There are so many great places to stay, so many great places to live, right?
Yeah, but at the end, there are places which are there to give you something which can be exciting, innovative, stimulating, and other places that would just welcome you like a nest. And you have to figure out the difference and where
All right.
you want to stay.
Great. All right, Masha, you're silent throughout this introductory conversation. Do you have any
I'm
questions
listening.
to Ambra?
Oh, no. It was really interesting, this lifestyle. That's what everybody, is talking about today, this opportunity. But I rarely find people who, take this opportunity. Everybody says, yeah, I could work from anywhere. But right now, well, it's the only person I met, who actually took this opportunity.
Oh, sometimes
I think... Go on, Ambra. Sorry.
And no, it takes a lot of courage. And I remember before actually leaving, I had thinking about this for a long time. So it took me a while to finally find the courage and just say, okay, I'll go for it. So yeah, it is not that easy.
And you,
All right.
as far as I understood, you have a dog.
I do. We're traveling together. Yes. So, on planes and trains and night buses. Yeah.
Because at the beginning I was thinking, oh, okay, with kids, even though I only have now one, but then I heard dog and I was like, what? She travels with a dog and I'm complaining about kids.
It is a small dog, so it fits in my bag, and most of the places are pet friendly, so I'm lucky in that sense.
What's its name?
Brioche.
Is it like a kind of bread?
Yeah, it's like a croissant.
Great. Oh my goodness,
yeah.
That's sweet,
Yeah. In my defense, my sister decided the name when we found him like more than 10 years ago.
All right. So wow, that's nice, Okay, great. So Ambra, I think we will use your brain basically today, as we do with everybody on our show, and we will basically do what the name of our podcast says. I mean, to think out loud.
Yeah.
And I've been thinking about the question to ask you, because every guest is special and deserves a special question. And our database, Masha, is really vast, right? So it's not easy to choose the right question.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. But I was thinking that maybe you could separate for us two concepts: charisma and charm. Because I believe that they are like two superpowers people can have to influence others, right? You can be charismatic and you can influence other people, but you could also be charming and also have this kind of influence, or I don't know, hypnotize people, right? And so that they do what you want, for example. But what's the difference? Can you learn them? Are they inborn? How do you see that? Let's go, I know, one by one. What about charisma? What is it?
Okay, so if I think about charisma, I think it can be learned, actually, because I see it as a part of your personality. And so even though you feel like you are a shy person or an introvert, I think you can find a way of breaking this barrier between you and the others, and you can learn to speak in a charismatic way that will impact others. And but in my opinion, charisma is like when you have a sort of energy that um affects positively the others. And like, well, I was just thinking about the fact that until a few years ago, I was an extremely shy person. I didn't like to speak in public. I mean, when we met at the Innovate ELT conference, I was there to give a speech. And so at that time, a few years ago, back then, I would have never imagined myself speaking in public and, managed to make friendships.
But so you say it's charisma that you were lacking, or
A combination of things, but I think it's always about the personality. And but even though I have personality of an introvert, I've still learned how to convey a message in a way which will also I don't know, send a sort of positive energy. I don't know how to describe that. It's
So
actually
you've
difficult.
learned to be charming, or
Not charming.
no?
Well, charming to me is something a little bit different, because charming has to do with the aspect, I think, when you are charming and you are also
absolutely.
attractive, right?
Yeah, I think looks
And
are important.
yes,
Unfortunately, if you were not born, with at least a little bit of charm.
yeah, and maybe it's the way you dress, the body language, and
But I don't know. I would say that children or puppies,
Puppies.
they are always charming.
Okay.
Like,
Not all
because,
children are charming. No,
but all puppies at least,
of course, and kittens. Yeah,
or kittens, yeah. I mean,
but
they're
not all
charming,
children. Definitely, not
They
all.
could, they could eat your new expensive shoes. You're super mad, but then you look into the eyes of the puppy and you're hypnotized. Okay, you are forgiven.
Right. Yes. Well, yeah, the only thing I can think of, the only difference is between the personality and the energy of a person. To me, that's the charisma, like the way you interact with others and the energy that you, I don't know, that you give others. While if somebody's charming, I don't know. I see it as more as a physical trait, something which attracts you somehow. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I think I was trying to put my finger on that charisma, and we know that there's this collocation of charismatic leader. The leader doesn't have to have charisma, right? But very often they do, and it's not always like because you said that this energy affects people positively.
Yeah.
There were a lot of dictators that
Yeah, I was
were
actually thinking of,
charismatic.
Hitler. He was definitely not charming.
Yeah. Well, if you think
but
about
very
Italy,
charismatic.
there was Mussolini, who was extremely charismatic,
Right.
who could speak in a way that the masses would follow. He was extremely charismatic, I think.
Yeah. Maybe I misused the word positively. What I meant was you can affect positively in a sense that
Manipulate. You can use
yeah,
both to
manipulate, and people will follow. So you are a leader, so you're charismatic, so everybody sees you as a guide, and so they will follow you in this sense. Then it's positive because they then follow you, but your purposes may be also evil.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why, but I'm asking this question to you because I feel like, you know, all Italians are naturally charismatic, you know,
You do.
I mean, because it's about the expressions. Well, Ambra, if I was wearing a suit and tie, would I be more actually charismatic here?
More
If I was,
charming, not charismatic, I think. I don't know. For me, the charisma is more the behavior, the
Yeah,
way.
the person is driven, and this
Yeah,
energy the person has, that's
exactly.
charisma, not the tie, you know, and the suit.
Mm,
Sorry.
but
No.
I think.
Masha, there was this psychological experiment
Mm,
where I guess people were waiting at the zebra. There was a red light,
mm-hmm,
and then the psychologists were experimenting because they sent a guy wearing a suit and tie, very smart dressed person, and actually people followed that person. They if he crossed
okay.
on red light, many people follow. But then again, in this similar situation, they were sending some kind of a beggar looking
Mm-hmm.
type of person, and nobody followed, right?
That's
But I don't know
interesting.
if that is actually
It's not
an
about
experiment.
charisma.
It's not, but you
Mm,
follow the
yeah,
Yeah.
but
charismatic.
you
No,
follow
sorry,
not only
maybe not.
charismatic people, you follow, I mean, the guy
You're
was
right.
presentable, he looked smart.
So
That's
he
why
knows where he's going, what
yeah.
he's doing, and you have the sort of
Because if you use
perception.
charisma to persuade people, you don't persuade them with, a suit and a tie, with your ideas, and they can see that you are passionate about passionate.
Maybe a combination. It
Well, of course,
depends,
yeah, yeah,
but
yeah, yeah. But I mean, if I had to,
yeah.
differentiate between them, then
All right, great.
so sorry, a suit will not help you.
All right, and then Ambra, you said charisma is both teachable and learnable. You could learn it, so you could
Yeah.
maybe learn how to, because where is it actually? Is it in your voice? If I know, if you speak with lower voice or higher
Could
voice.
be. I think the voice, the body language, and also the self-confidence.
Confidence, yeah. I
Mm?
think confidence.
So if you know the message that you want to convey, you know what you're talking about. You, as much as said, if you are passionate about something, then you're confident in that, and you're sure that you're adding something valuable to somebody else's experience. So I think is a combination of things, but self-confidence is a big factor.
You said at the beginning that an introvert could also be charismatic. How come? I mean, how
Yeah.
is it possible?
Working on those
Hard work.
traits of your personality is hard work.
Okay, so an introvert could work on, let's say, covering certain traits.
You
Is
know
that how you
what?
become charismatic?
Mm, I don't think it's about covering. It's about understanding why are you so shy? Like, are you afraid of um somebody else's judgment? Are you afraid
Mm-hmm.
that people are gonna negatively comment on something that you said, or judge you, or isolate you? And because behind every behavior, there is a reason for that. Usually is because you are afraid of something. And so if you work on the reason why you are so shy or introvert, um, then you understand that maybe there is nothing you need to be afraid of, and you can
Mm-hmm.
just go for it. And
And once you understand it, you become naturally more charismatic.
maybe it's easier to start maybe speaking in public, interact with strangers, and
I know right now, I just remembered there is one person or even personality in France.
mhm,
It's a writer, Michel Houellebecq,
mhm.
who's the author of Elementary Particles and other books. But he's said to be extremely introverted. Like,
Mhm.
he avoids cameras, avoids interviews, and so on, but he's an extremely popular author. So
Right.
whenever he decides to actually share his point of view, everybody's just there waiting with microphones, and I think he's charismatic. He's extremely charismatic, but at the same time,
Right.
he's just an introvert,
Good point. That's a good point. But that's the charisma of the mysterious person. So you don't see much of him. And so when you do, you're attracted to it because, it gives so little
but
and
yeah,
You're
you want
like
to
a
catch it.
magnet, it's some kind of
Yeah,
a magnetism, being
but I
charismatic.
was
exactly.
thinking about this mystery, because if you remember, maybe Vlad Dracula, was
Yeah,
he?
of
I think,
course we do. We remember.
of course,
Yeah.
but was he charismatic, charming? What do you think? Because he
He
was
was
like,
not
there was this mystery, like, what is this guy doing during the day? Where is he?
right.
Which one? Gary
Yeah.
Oldman or which one?
No, I mean just
Just well,
Vlad Dracula as a
well,
character, a fictional character.
mm, not necessarily charming, but
But how can we say we don't know what he looked like?
I mean, but sorry, I don't know if I remember the story right, but he was actually a seducer, right? He seduced women
No, he
and
was in
then
love with
drunk
I'm
one
not
their.
sure.
woman. No,
But wasn't he but generally as a vampire, wasn't he like seducing people and that is women, and then drinking their blood?
have you like read the book? Watched at least one film?
Well, I've got like like a mumbo sorry, like
I think
hodgepodge
you've
of,
seen Interview with the Vampire, and you're talking about
for
Tom
sure, by
Cruise.
Polanski.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Of course, he was a seducer, and
He
he
was a
was very
seducer,
charismatic
not charming.
and charming.
He
Killer
was,
Okay,
Tomba.
because they don't exclude each other, these two features. You could be like both, like
Yeah, it could be both.
yeah, you can be
how
both.
all right. How about Ambra, you mentioned that by being attractive, you're naturally
Hmm.
charming, right?
I think
So
so.
being sexy means that you're charming, that you kind of radiate some charm, and you could influence other
No,
people's what?
What do
I'm
you
thinking about,
think, Marsha?
sexy and
well,
charming are not the same.
Hmm.
Absolutely not.
they're not.
No.
But wait,
Well,
well, listen to this.
well, listen to, I mean, a puppy and I don't know, Sharon Stone.
Well,
Sorry.
but they're no, but look at this. Okay, I'll give you a case study.
Ooh.
We have this, by Barbie girl type of girl driving fast and breaking the law, right?
Hmm.
And so the police stops her, but since she's sexy and all that, she's able, and she's blinking her eyes, like she's doing all this stuff,
She's
and she
being
charms.
charming. She's being charming.
So it's like temporarily,
Yeah, I think it's a behavior.
because she's trying to influence
Hmm.
the decision of the policeman to avoid getting fined,
Fine. Hmm.
But isn't that actually, but because she's attractive, she may exercise this
Hmm. Influence.
influence. Yeah. So isn't that charm?
Or it could be both. She could be both sexy and charming, or she could be only sexy, or she could be only charming. They don't necessarily, go together.
All right, but I know that because when we come back to this puppy, it's like the puppy. Why is the puppy charming? Because you want to hug it,
Hmm.
and like I said, you will forgive every crime.
Yeah, that's
But the
true.
thing is that the puppy obviously is not attractive in the in that sense, but it's innocent, right? The
Yeah.
look, it has an innocent look.
Yeah, when you talk about children, it's innocence. I remember my son when he was 2, 3. Oh my God, he was like really cute and charming. But the problem is that he very, very quickly understood. He realized what superpower he had, and he started using. He
And
could
he grew
switch it
out of
on.
it.
Nah, but he could switch it on. When he needed it. Like this.
That's smart. That's exactly like the Barbie girl driving a fast car and switching it on when
Well, but he wasn't
needed.
sexy. Absolutely not.
No, it's not sexy. But it's the sort of charm that you use to influence somebody else's decision or behavior.
But it's Masha interesting what you said, because you said that that Barbie girl was being charming, which means that you can turn it on and off when you need it.
Yeah,
it's not
because
like
you can
if you're
turn
charming,
on
then you radiate
sexiness.
that.
Yeah,
you can
exactly.
turn on charm. Depends on what you look at the person, you estimate, and you.
To me, it's like this force of the Jedi.
Yeah.
You just influence others.
Oh, where
like,
was it? It was a
without.
Jumanji film. The guy, remember, with the Rock? Oh, come on, Yandrik, just watch some goddamn movies. Okay, so the
No, wait. I know the title. It's
they
Robin
were
Williams, right?
no, it's an old one. Then do you know The Rock and Robin Williams? That these decades where people live. Okay, but
Right.
the idea that they
Sorry,
were characters in a video game, and of course each character has set of a set of skills, and one of them had as a skill, he had charisma, and he could switch it on like this,
Okay.
and he used it.
Yeah.
I actually don't know if it was charisma or charm. I think
I
it
would
was
say
charisma.
Ambra, one more question to you as an
Sure.
expert on charm and charisma.
Sure.
We know very well that charisma can work over masses, right? Because you could be like, speaking to the masses, and you could impact the masses. Do you think charm could work at a similar scale? Like, could masses be charmed? Or is it just like individual, or or in a small circle?
I think so, as we previously mentioned, being charming, it's more about the attractiveness of a person. It's like about the way they appear. And while charisma, I think it's also about the content of what they are saying. So I think charm alone is not enough. Because maybe at the beginning, like the impact, you can attract somebody, but then that somebody is likely to, it's possible that they want to go deeper. What is behind that? I need more in order to follow you as a leader. So I don't think charm is the only thing.
All right, so it works
enough.
like it works just
a hook,
like a hook.
can.
Yeah, great.
Or maybe
I
if you
think
don't
so.
want to lead, but people will just love you. I don't know. Do you think Princess Diana was charming? No,
She was.
people loved her.
I think she
People
was
loved her,
charming. Yeah.
If you're
But wait a
charismatic,
second.
people will follow you. If you're charming,
Yeah.
people will just like you. You're likable. Well, you will get your way.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, people may not want to do exactly what you're doing and be like you, but they will just like you.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right, you're right about Diana. But Ambra, you said that charisma is in the content of what you're saying.
I think
so. Could a text be charismatic? Like, there's no person saying it out loud, but could a book be charismatic?
No, it's the way I think, just my opinion, is the way you explain something, the way you read, the way you deliver a message can be
Mhm.
charismatic. Um, yeah, what I meant is that if you aim to be a leader, charm is not enough, and you need to add something to it. And so I was also thinking about the content of what of your message.
Mhm.
But no, I don't think a text alone can be
Because the
charismatic.
text is kind of dead. I mean,
Yeah,
you have to
can be
make it
interesting.
alive.
Yeah, can
Yeah.
be curious, but not charismatic. It's more about the energy of a person.
All right. Great. Great. Fine. Wow. We've got quite a lot about charisma and charm here. Um, okay. Great. Masha,
I actually think charisma
any?
is a very dangerous thing.
Mm.
I think
It's
today
like
we
it's a
don't need any
double-edged
more
sword, I
charismatic
guess.
leaders. Yeah, I saw once a very good talk. The guy on TED, of course, and the guy was I don't know, Brazilian or Portuguese, and he said that very often in such people, we mistake um, competence for
Mm-mm-mm.
confidence. Because
Yes.
confidence,
Mhm,
people are
mhm.
so confident, and we automatically assume that they are competent. But
Mm-mm-mm.
very often it's not true.
Good point. I completely agree with you. And that's the case with many politicians, for example. They have that type of confidence, and people assume they are competent. Not
Yeah,
necessarily
that's
they
a
are.
trick that they
Yeah,
very often play on us.
you're blinded
Yeah.
by this, and your critical thinking kind of I don't know,
Mm-mm-mm.
switches off.
And that's why then you follow them when they cross the street on the zebra crossing with the
Yeah,
red
because they
light on.
walk tall, right?
Yeah,
Because and you feel like, okay, they know what they're doing. So
exactly.
yeah, you're right. That is actually quite interesting. And Masha, it's interesting what you said about this competence and confidence. Um, I think it's also, I may refer this because I guess I mentioned this partially in my speech at Innovate ELT, that there is this self-confidence, this short-lived self-confidence that comes from certificates and
Mm-hmm.
entitlements of all
Mm-hmm.
sorts, like, you graduated in school, you've got your diploma. Okay, so now,
It's
but
a
then, 5 minutes,
validation.
but then 5 minutes later, you feel like, whoa, I don't know anything, it's like, I'm nobody, you apply for a job and you feel like,
In the
okay, all
real
these,
world.
yeah.
Mm.
And then again, I guess, so you could definitely have kind of pumped up self-confidence, but with little competence.
Mm.
And
Yeah,
but then again, it's also possible to be competent, but have a low self-esteem.
that's a
Uh,
pity. Yes.
that's a pity, yeah, but it
Yeah,
happens, and it's
it happens.
actually quite often. Yeah, I think it's a misfortune, but it happens. There are a lot of people who are super competent, but they just feel like they are nothing,
They could definitely
And
use
I
a
think,
little charisma.
yeah, exactly. If only there was like, but
Yeah.
honestly, Ambra, have you seen any course on charisma? Like, there are many courses all around the
Yeah,
internet, and
all
not
sort
only.
of courses. No, I haven't. I've never seen any like, but there are other courses like public speaking. That's already
Mhm.
something.
And what, Jendrik,
And
you want to teach charisma?
If I could, I mean, if I knew how to teach it, if I had it and I could share it, But no, it's interesting, I think that um,
But
I'm
you
not
said a
sure
teacher
if
doesn't have
charisma.
to be good at something in order to teach it.
Yeah,
So you
you
could
just.
make
I
it
mean,
your
yeah. I
mission
mean,
to find all these competent, shy people in the world and teach them a little, just the right amount, of charisma.
but what they need is self-confidence, not charisma, because Masha, you're confusing the two.
Oh, yeah.
Self-confidence. I know that, and it's also what Ambra said, that charisma comes from this kind of being sure of what you're saying, and which means that you're maybe not but you're confident, but I wouldn't say that high level of self-confidence, because you could also come off as, I don't know, a rude person, or
Arrogant.
I don't know,
Arrogant.
But then again, Hitler, just to mention this name once, he was arrogant, he was rude, but he was extremely charismatic, right? I mean, the masses followed him blindly, but because he presented certain vision, right? The vision that was captivating enough to make people follow him. And of course, there was a lot of terror later, and so on. And it's not like everybody was, happy to clap their hands, when he was speaking, but he was charismatic.
But I think there is a way of speaking in a self-confident way without being arrogant at all.
Sure. Sure, of course.
Again, it depends on your personality.
Yeah, and it's like, it's a thin line, right? But definitely it's possible to do that. All right, great. Wow, I know, I feel satisfied, with what we had here, because we are definitely closer to listen to this. We are closer to understanding what is charisma and charm, and once we understand it, we can control it, and if we can control it, we can use it. And
we can
use it. Wow, we could be powerful.
And lead masses. Yeah,
lead the masses, all right, people enroll on our courses, Right. Ambra, why don't you tell us how to find you online, and how to find the Busybee?
Sure.
What's the address?
Yes, so the website is busybeelanguage.academy. And we have an Instagram page, which is We Are Busybee. We post all sort of content and daily quizzes. And we have some communities on Facebook as well, Busybee students. And
Are you communicating in English or in Italian?
In English.
Only in English,
great. Yes.
Right. The links, guys, are in the description of the video. So, all right.
Brilliant.
So thanks so much for that. Masha, I guess it's over to you, isn't it?
Is the closing phrase?
Well, I don't know. Maybe.
Okay, then I think it was a lovely episode. Yeah, it's the first episode this season with a very special guest. So this was, I cannot say another. This was the first episode in season 5 of the Thinking Out Loud podcast. Stay tuned for the next one. Thank you everyone for listening.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.